to the Building and Standards public hearing. City of Irving Building and Standards Commission for meeting for May 27th, 2026. We work from a prepared agenda due to the requirements of Texas Open Meetings Act. All comments to and deliberations by the commission must be strictly limited to matters posted on today's agenda. Anyone wishing to address the commission should ask the moderator for permission to speak on their preferred or their specified item number. All persons to speak must be sworn in. If you plan to present evidence in any case today, that evidence must remain with city staff and become part of the case master file. If you need a copy for your records, city staff will be happy to assist you with that need. We limit the time for staff and ownership to 10 minutes to present their case. However, for citizen comments, you're limited to 3 minutes. You may request more time at the end of the 3 minutes. A decision will be made whether or not to grant you additional time. A Spanish translator is needed. Mrs. Silva, Senior Administrative Assistant for Code Enforcement. If anyone in the audience plans to speak, would you please stand as you are able and raise your right hand to be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to present is true and correct? Thank you. Mrs. Silva, do we have proper notification on all cases that are to be heard this afternoon?
Yes, the agenda for this meeting was posted in accordance with law at least 3 days prior to this meeting as certified by the City Secretary's office. A notice of this hearing, as required by law, has been advertised in a newspaper of general circulation in the city at least 10 days prior to this hearing. A copy of the notice is included in the packets provided to the Commission. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Linda Silva, soy secretaria del Departamento de Código de la Ciudad de Irving, soy la traductora por esta tarde y estaré disponible por si alguien necesita ayuda. Gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Silva. Do we have any citizen comments on the items listed on the agenda?
No comments at this time.
Okay. We'll move into our public hearing, items 1 through 9. We'll address our consent agenda items. Approval of the Building and Standards Commission work session minutes of March 25th, 2026. And item 2, approval of the Building and Standards Commission public hearing minutes of March 25th, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
I make a motion, but I was going to have a discussion because there needs to be an amendment. I want to propose an amendment.
Okay, would you like to state what that is?
Our good Commissioner Simon is listed as both being present and absent in the list of commissioners. So just for the record correction, I was going to propose that we amend the minutes to remove Mr. Simon's name from the commissioners present list, as I believe he was absent last session, if memory serves correctly.
Thank you for having such a sharp eye and pointing that out. Do I have a motion to approve the amended, the minutes as amended as mentioned by Commissioner Baker?
I second that motion.
I have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Motion passes. Okay, we'll move into our individual items, 3 through 9. Building Commission case number BSCP 2403-002.
Julia Cuellar, Buildings Programs Coordinator, here to present Agenda Item 3, continued case BSCP 2403-0002, 1016 Compton Avenue. This is a single-family dwelling that is substandard and unfit for human habitation. The initial notice of violation was issued on March 1st, 2024. Staff requested demolition or repair of the property with appropriate permits. All deadlines for compliance were missed. At the July 23, 2024 hearing, a total of 8 findings were adopted, and the owner was ordered to repair by September 23, 2024. On Friday, October 31st, 2025, the Irving Police Department executed a warrant at the property and requested that code enforcement assess its condition. During the inspection, staff observed the following substandard interior conditions: rotted wood and damages around the windows preventing proper insulation and weatherproofing, multiple cracks throughout the interior of the home indicating structural instability with evidence of water intrusion in certain areas. Unsanitary conditions exist at the property, including trash and debris and illegal outside storage on the exterior, and holes allowing exterior elements into the property. A total of 8 hearings have been held. At each subsequent hearing, the property has returned with no demonstrated progress, resulting in the commission levying civil penalties. Furthermore, the condition of the property has continued to deteriorate since the initial hearing. Today marks the 9th time 1016 Compton has been present to the Building and Standards Commission. During this timeframe, staff has made multiple phone calls to the owners of the property, sent multiple emails to the owners, and have completed numerous inspections at the property. The property remains in substandard condition and meets all requirements to be demolished. Our legal department has informed us that the foreclosure is still taking place. With that in mind, staff respectfully request that the commission order the owner to appear at the November 18, 2026 hearing to update the commission. This concludes my presentation at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Cuellar. Do I have a motion on this particular item?
I have a question for Ms. Cuellar.
Yes.
Is there currently a plan to enter and demolish the structure, or is there no such plan?
No such plan.
Are we waiting on the foreclosure information to proceed?
We are.
Okay, so right now there's no current plan to enter or demolish the structure. The plan is to let it remain as is until the next hearing date when the order
Yes, sir.
is. Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions? Is there anybody that would like to speak further on this item? Okay, hearing none, can I hear a motion on this item?
I move to adopt staff's recommended order in full.
Have a motion by Mr. Simon to adopt the staff's recommendation in full. Do I hear a second?
I second that motion.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Looks like we got one that hadn't voted yet.
Mr. Chairman, just real quick, the system for this meeting here is recognizing that one of the alternates, Commissioner Dixon, is in the system where he's not a voting member in this meeting here. We're struggling to correct that on the system side, so he's not going to vote. I'm not sure if then you can close the vote with the one remaining. Okay, so I think
If we can't, I guess he could hit the abstain button as an option.
Yeah, if we can, but if you're able to close the vote as it stands. Okay, because he's going to refrain from voting.
Okay, motion passes. Next item, 4, Building Standards Commission, case number 2402-001.
Ricardo Miranda, Code Enforcement Specialist, here to present Agenda Item 4, continued case BACP 2402-0001, 1509 South Irving Heights. This is a single-family residential structure. At the time of the original notice of violation, the property was substandard and unfit for human habitation. This property was first presented to the Building and Standards Commission on July 23, 2025. Since that time, significant progress has been made at the property. On March 21, 2025, a foundation repair permit was issued and has been finalized. An alternation renovation permit was issued on August 8, 2025. This permit allows the owner to replace windows, sheetrock, insulation, siding, and subfloors. Framing will be inspected and repairs to the framing can be completed as needed. The windows at the property have been replaced. The contractors have started interior repairs at the property, including framing and preparing HVAC vents. New plumbing has been installed at the property and the plumbing permit has been finalized. The rotted deck in the rear of the property have been removed. The owners have also maintained the property free from high grass and litter. The pool area is secure from unauthorized entry. Owners continue to maintain the pool area to prevent standing water. The property has been maintained and progress has occurred in the last months, including the removal of the old roof, completed sheathing, completed plumbing, and continuing the interior repairs. Here, the roof was yet to get completed. As of May 14, 2026, the fascia, soffits, and roof have been installed. With that in mind, staff respectfully request that the Commission order the owner to appear at the September 23, 2026 hearing to update the Commission. This concludes my presentation at this time.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to speak on this item today? Okay. We'll move to take a motion on this item.
I move to adopt staff recommendation in full.
Have a motion by Commissioner Baker to adopt the staff recommendation in full. Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Have a second, Commissioner Smith. We'll take a vote. Looks like the motion passes. Next item is item 5, Building Standards Commission Packet 2407-001.
Ricardo Miranda, Code Enforcement Specialist, here to present Agenda Item 5, continued case BACP 2407-0001, 1609 Dale Place. This is a residential property that was substandard and unfit for human habitation. On Monday, April 13th, 2026, the demolition contractors demolished the property. Now the substandard structure no longer exists at the property and has been graded clean and a silt fence has been installed. With that in mind, staff respectfully request that the Building and Standards Commission orders this case closed due to compliance. This concludes my presentation at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Miranda. Is there anybody else that would like to speak on this item today? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion on this item?
Motion we follow staff recommendation.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Welch to accept the staff recommendation in full. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Simon. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. After much calculation going on in the background, we have motion passes. Next item is number 6, Building Standards Commission Package 2025-4724. It looks like the numbers are a little backwards there. We'll take it, though.
Julia Cuellar, Building Programs Coordinator, here to present Agenda Item 6, Continued Case 2025-4724-BSCP, 1215 West Shady Grove Road. This is a commercial property that is substandard and unfit for human habitation. On February 17, 2026, a demolition permit was obtained. On February 18, 2026, demolition began and ceased a few days later. According to the Building and Standards Commission order to the property was ordered to be demolished, including the removal of all improvements to ground level, including but not limited to foundations, porches, walks, driveways, concrete slabs, and fences, and steps which have elements above grade. The property must be brought to grade clean in fashion not to allow for ponding of water, with a silt fence erected until vegetation has been established to prevent erosion. The hole left previously was filled in with dirt, and after communicating with Mr. Hussein, he claims that they are still obtaining necessary documentation to apply for a construction permit on this lot. As of May 26, 2026, the property remains in violation of the order due to no construction permit pulled and the parking lot, ballards, poles remaining on site. Additionally, the property lacks ongoing maintenance, and staff has posted a violation notice for overgrown grass and weeds. With that in mind, staff respectfully request that the commission order the owners to appear at the July 22, 2026 hearing to determine compliance with the November 19, 2025 order and/or to determine if civil penalties should be assessed. This concludes my presentation at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Cuellar. Is anybody else who would like to speak on this item today?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
Were you here when we swore?
No, I'm in, today is Eid, so I've had a lot of religious stuff going on today, but I really did want to.
We need to swear him
I
in
can
first,
swear
right?
in, however that needs to happen.
Okay, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to present is true and correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in. I was not aware of the overgrown grass. We do have a landscaper that is on like a routine with us, I believe. I'm not sure why the grass isn't mowed, but I will get on that 100% ASAP. I'll give him a call as soon as I leave from here, make sure that grass is taken care of for you guys. In terms of the current ongoing, I believe my architect is ready with the elevations, I believe just design choices. The structural engineer is working. I had sent an email just yesterday with an update for the structural and my architect, and then my civil engineer as well. He's working away after receiving the soil test, topography survey, everything. So we're getting it all together. My initial impression was that I'd be able to kind of submit stuff as I got it, throughout that process, and we could kickstart that building permit. But so I'm working as quickly as I can to get everything put together for you guys, and we can get that building permit, submitted, everything done, and then we can go from there. But I just wanted to chime in with you guys, kind of check in.
Okay, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to speak about this item? Hearing none, we'll move to take a motion on this item.
I move to adopt staff recommendation in full.
I have a motion from Commissioner Baker to adopt the staff recommendation in full. Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Do we need discussion on this item? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Motion passes. Next item, Building Standards Commission, case 2403-004. Mr. Miranda?
Ricardo Miranda, Code Enforcement Specialist, here to present Agenda Item 7, continued case BSCP 2403-0004, 100 West Cason Street. This is a residential property that was substandard and unfit for human habitation. The owner obtained a demo permit on January 30, 2026, and completed that demolition of the house by February 9, 2026. With that in mind, staff respectfully requests that the Building Standards Commission orders this case closed due to compliance. This concludes my presentation of this case.
Thank you, Mr. Miranda. Good job on closing another case. Does anybody else wish to speak on this item? Hearing none, we'll move to take a vote. I hear a motion.
Motion to adopt staff's recommended order in full.
Motion from Commissioner Simon to adopt staff recommendation in full. Do I hear a second?
I second that motion.
I have a second from Commissioner Smith. Let's take a vote. First, any discussion? No, okay, take a vote. Motion passes. Next item, number 8, 2025-4031, Building Standards Commission case. Mr. Miranda?
Ricardo Miranda, Code Enforcement Specialist, here to present Agenda Item 8, new case 2025-4031-BSCP, 928 North Blaylock Circle. This is a single-family dwelling that is substandard and unfit for human habitation. On June 5th, 2025, staff observed a dilapidated and substandard accessory structure. Staff issued a notice of violation following the inspection conducted on June 5th, 2025. The notice outlines substandard conditions and requires submission of a scope and schedule, permit applications, and commencement of work by early July. Staff received a call from Marlene, an old friend and former power of attorney for the deceased owner, Carol Glass. Marlene informed staff that she and another friend were in the process of cleaning out the home and confirmed that the property was in a substandard condition. She also advised that there are no family members or children who would inherit the home. We scheduled an interior inspection for July 19, 2025. The following substandard structure violations exist on the property. A supporting member exclusive of the foundation, which shows 33% or more damage or deterioration. A floor or roof that has insufficient strength to be reasonably safe for the purpose for which the floor or roof is used and/or to support the weight of emergency personnel and equipment as determined by the fire chief. Walls or other vertical structure members which list, lean, or buckle in excess of 1/4 inch horizontal measurement for each 1 foot of vertical measurement. A non-supporting member, enclosing wall, or covering with 50% damage or deterioration. Parts that may fall or injure a person or property. A foundation that has holes, cracks, buckling, crumbling, or defects that may cause said foundation to be unable to provide adequate support. A floor, exterior wall, or roof that has holes, cracks, or loose, rotten, warped, or protruding boards that may injure a person. An interior wall or ceiling that has holes, cracks, loose plaster, defective material, or structural deterioration that may defeat the purpose of the wall or ceiling, or that may fail to protect the occupants of the structure from danger of collapse or of fire. Damage by fire, explosion, wind, vandalism, or elements of nature, so that there may be a danger to life, safety, or to the general health and welfare of a person, and the interior surfaces are not in a good, clean, and sanitary condition. The plumbing facilities are not maintained in a clean and sanitary condition. These conditions contribute to the harboring of rodents, insects, and vermin, as shown in the picture to the right. Staff has abated the property 4 times since the interior inspection of June 2025, and there has not been any outreach from any party with interest or ownership. The notice of hearing for today was posted on the property.
Mr. Chair, may I ask a few questions of this witness?
Please do, Ms. Bernardi.
Thank you. Inspector Miranda, did the city conduct a due diligence search to identify and locate each owner, mortgagee, lien holder, and other interested persons for this property?
Yes.
Was a search conducted of the real property records of Dallas County, Dallas Central Appraisal District records, records for the Secretary of State for the state of Texas, assumed name records of Dallas County, tax utility, and other records for the city of Irving?
Correct.
Was notice of this public hearing sent by certified mail, return receipt requested to all owners, mortgagees, and lien holders that you identified in your search, giving them at least 10 days advance notice of this hearing?
Yes.
Was a notice of this public hearing posted on the front door of the structure at least 10 days in advance of this hearing?
Yes.
Was a notice of this public hearing also published in a newspaper of general circulation in the city at least 10 days in advance of this hearing?
Yes.
Are documents included in the Commissioner's packet of materials which evidence the persons identified through the city's due diligence search for this property and the notification that was provided?
Yes.
Is this property dilapidated?
Yes.
Is it substandard?
Yes.
Is it unfit for human habitation?
Yes.
Is this property a hazard to the public health, safety, and welfare?
It is.
Does it constitute an urban nuisance?
Correct.
In your opinion, what would be the staff recommendation on this case?
With that in mind, staff respectfully requests that the commission adopt these findings and make the following orders. Allow city staff to make inspections no later than July 26, 2026 to complete the repairs or demolitions of the structure, and if the structure on the property have not been completely repaired or demolished and the debris removed by July 26 of 2026, the commission authorized the City of Irving, its agents, or contractors to enter the property, demolish the structure, and remove all debris from the property on or after July 27, 2026, and place civil penalties up to $1,000 per day for missed deadlines. This concludes my presentation at this time.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Miranda? I got a couple real quick here, Mr. Miranda, just a moment.
Yes.
Is there a need to fence this off or to protect or prevent random entry? I look at that structure that probably got a little more than 1/4 of an inch to a foot of lean. Looks like it's in immediate danger of collapse, and I mean, it looks pretty dangerous. Any commentary on that?
Honestly, the building you saw there is an accessory structure in the backyard. It's already secured with the fence of the property. And then the main structure itself has remained secured from entry, so there's no need to put additional fencing up on it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Does anybody else wish to speak on this item? Hearing none, we'll move for a motion.
I make a motion to adopt the staff's recommendation in full.
I have a motion from Commissioner Smith to adopt the staff recommendation in full. Do I hear a second?
I second the motion.
I have a second motion by Commissioner Baker. Is there any discussion on this item? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Motion passes. Item number 9, case number 2025-4835, BSCP. Ms. Cuellar?
Julia Cuellar, Code Enforcement Coordinator, here to present Agenda Item 9, new case 2025-4835-BSCP, 1725 East Irving Boulevard. This is a commercially zoned property that is substandard and unfit for human habitation. Can you see it on your screen? On July 11th, 2025, staff issued a notice of violation for substandard structure items. On March 2nd, 2026, a notice of violation was issued for accumulated trash and debris. On March 16th, 2026, a citation was issued for remaining trash on the property. On May 18th, 2026, staff issued a notice of violation for high weeds. The following substandard structure violations exist on the property: a non-supporting enclosing outside wall or covering with 50% damage or deterioration, parts that may fall and injure a person or property, a floor or roof that has insufficient strength to be reasonably safe for the purpose for which it is used and to support the weight of emergency personnel and equipment as determined by the fire chief, damage by fire, explosion, wind, vandalism, or elements of nature so that there may be a danger to life, safety, or the general health and welfare of a person. The notice of hearing for today was posted on the property, which states that each owner, lien holder, or mortgagee will be required to submit proof of the scope of any work that may be required to comply and the time it will take to reasonably perform the work. Staff has maintained communication with Mark Stamper, who has assisted with trash maintenance. However, regarding the structure, he has indicated delays due to pending materials and contractor scheduling, with plans to obtain permits and proceed with demolition or repairs once resources and contractor availability allow it. To date, no demolition or repair permits have been submitted or issued. Staff received 2 estimates on May 14, 2026 from Wesley Henderson, Raceway's Senior Service Manager, for the demolition, and stated that neither included the full scope of work that is needed, as we are asking that the building and underground gas tanks get removed. To date, there has not been a demolition or repair permits applied for or issued.
May I ask a few questions of this witness, Mr. Chair?
Please do, Ms. Bernardi.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Cuellar, did the city conduct a due diligence search to identify and locate each owner, mortgagee, and lien holder or other interested persons for this property?
We did.
Was a search conducted of the real property records of Dallas County, Dallas Central Appraisal District records, records for the Secretary of State for the state of Texas, assumed name records of Dallas County, tax utility, and other records for the city of Irving?
It was.
Was notice of this public hearing sent by certified mail, return receipt requested to all owners, mortgagees, and lien holders that you identified in your search, giving them at least 10 days advance notice of this hearing?
Yes.
Was a notice of this public hearing posted on the front door of the structure or as close to the front door of the structure as possible at least 10 days in advance of this hearing?
Yes.
Was notice of this public hearing also published in a newspaper of general circulation in the city of Irving at least 10 days in advance of this hearing?
Yes.
Are documents included in the Commissioner's packet of materials which evidence the persons identified through the city's due diligence search for this property and the notification that was provided?
Yes.
Is this property dilapidated?
Yes.
Is it substandard?
Yes.
Is it unfit for human occupancy?
Yes.
Is it a hazard to the public health, safety, and welfare?
Yes.
Does this property constitute an urban nuisance?
It does.
In your opinion, could this property be repaired without substantial reconstruction?
No.
Okay, and what is the staff recommendation on this property?
With that in mind, staff respectfully request that the commission adopt these findings and make the following orders. Allow city staff to make inspections no later than June 26, 2026. The property shall be secured from unauthorized entry. No later than August 25, 2026, to complete the repairs or demolition. Oh, sorry, technical difficulties. No later than August 25, 2026, to complete the repairs or demolition of the structure, and if the structure on the property have not been completely repaired or demolished and the debris removed by August 25, 2026, the Commission authorizes the City of Irving, its agents or contractors to enter the property, demolish the structure, and remove all debris from the property on or after August 26, 2026, and place civil penalties up to $1,000 per day for missed deadlines. This concludes my presentation at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Cuellar. Does anybody else wish to speak on this item today?
Mr. Chair, I have some additional information I wanted to share with the commission. The city did receive some contact for an attorney from Racetrack, Ms. Jennifer Adler at Weinberg, Wheeler, Hudgens, Gunn, and Dial, who indicated that plans are in place for them to demolish the store. They have selected a general contractor and are in the process of obtaining the necessary permits for demolition. They anticipate it could be completed within 60 days. The attorney, who is located in Georgia, had requested a continuance, and I told her staff would not be amenable to that. Obviously, the commission could do what they want to, but staff would not be amenable to a continuance given the extensive history of having noticed this property and been working this case for over a year. However, I informed her the staff recommendation was the intent to ask for a 90-day demolition order based on their time frame of 60 days. I asked her if she was good with that, and she said she was. So that is a communication I had with her just a few hours ago.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. I have a couple of questions myself. I'll just ask generally staff the question, not particularly Ms. Cuellar. Maybe Dale or Shane may want to chime in on this one also. Given that this has some underground storage tanks, what kind of complications does that bring with it?
It really doesn't complicate it. It's just that's what was lacking from the bids that we received from the contractor. There's nothing, the only thing that was mentioned in the bid was to cap the lines off, and we already knew from the start that wasn't the case. We forwarded that information over to the fire department, who controls the underground tank demolition process. So they'll have a permit to apply with us for demoing the building and the parking lot. They'll have a permit from the fire department for removal of the tanks, underground tanks, which is required to be done when they take the building out.
Another question I'm going to fire is, are these listed leakers, or are they non-leakers?
No, we haven't got anything as far as any information from fire or EPA or anybody like that as far as leaks concerning that. I think Raceway does typically a very good job at closing down their stations and all that and taking that material out. But like I said, that's why the fire department handles the underground tank thing, is to handle any of those leak containment things or processes. It's all part of their process.
And in the event that the property owner did not follow through on the demolition owner and the city does the demolition, what's the disposition of the tank materials and whatnot then if you have to do the demolition?
We would follow the same requirements they would. Our contractor would have to find a company that could work with them to remove the tanks appropriately per the guidelines and work with the fire department on that. We'd have to take the same. It'd be rather expensive on our side to do so. That's why we're very happy to hear that there's communication from the attorney and that their plan is to do it themselves. We're very excited to hear that, because that is quite an undertaking for a city to take that kind of demolition down.
Right. Okay. Any other questions from commission?
I have one question. With regards to the item number 1 in the order, that the structure shall be secured from authorized entry such that we're in compliance with Chapter 8 of the City Code, does secured from entry pertain only to the structures on the property, or does it pertain to the property itself at the property line?
There is a fence located in the back, so we wanted it to be secured from the other sides due to a lot of people going in and creating the trash, the debris that continues to accumulate.
My question is because we have an overhead structure, it's potentially an overhang that you could find unauthorized people and vagrancy that comes into it, even if they're not entering the structure itself, there's still potential shelter. I was wondering if we might consider that the order should be to secure the property from unauthorized entry and not just the structures.
You can do that. However, the canopy itself is considered part of the structure. So any securing would encapsulate that section of the building as well. Because the canopy is just a building, just as if the building and all that. So it'll pretty much, the easiest way for them to do it is to secure the property, because they already have a fence on 3 sides. It'd just be a matter of them putting one across the front. of it, so.
Okay, thanks for the clarification, Mr. Damaris. That's all the questions I had, Ms. Quinn.
Okay. Do I hear a motion on this item?
I move to adopt staff recommendation in full.
Have a motion from Commissioner Baker to accept the staff recommendation in full.
I second that motion.
Have a second from Commissioner Smith. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Motion passes. And I believe that concludes our meeting for today.
Chairman,
Yes,
just real quick, Cece from the City Secretary's Office has arrived to administer the oath to the new alternate commissioner, Mr. Herrera. So I'll invite her down if we, I know that we are adjourning the formal meeting here, but she'd like to administer the oath if we've got a couple minutes.
okay, well, we'll adjourn the meeting and we will entertain our swearing in of our new commission member.